Hi everyone, it is Victoria, the Soul Nurturer, bringing you another guided imagery. You know, there's a subtle difference between imagery and meditation. In fact, those words get used interchangeably. And I think I called my last offering a meditation when it had more imagery in it. So, really, it's semantics, but meditation is just dropping you into a relaxed state, letting you just receive. Guided imagery invites you to evoke some images, some practice of visualization, to update that subconscious programming. So that's just a little distinction between the two. I often go in and out between both of those areas, so call it what you will. My intention is that whatever I'm offering you is supportive and helpful on your journey of unfolding your potential, your purpose, and living your best life. So here we go. This offering is all about acceptance. Oftentimes when I'm thinking about creating a video or a meditation, I'm thinking about what I need as well. It's really true that we are all in this together. So often we feel alone with our issues and challenges. But the truth is we are all moving through very similar patterns and issues. We all have negative core beliefs that we are working to override or clear or dissolve, or better yet, creating new empowered beliefs that are way more supportive than anything we held from the past. Yes, we are all in this together. You're not alone. Even the greatest healer, even the most amazing person in the public eye, I guarantee you, has something that they struggle with. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. I don't know anyone in the human experience that doesn't have something that they're working on. So let's give grace and peace and acceptance for ourselves and all that we're dealing with and growing through, and for one another. So, this topic of acceptance, so crucial and important for our journeys. Think about all the things that you want to do or trying to do, or the many things that you're already active in where judgment arises in your mind. Now, judgment is a natural thing that we do. It's part of the primal brain that keeps us safe, judging and assessing what is something on the outer environment that may be dangerous or pose a threat, real or imagined. We're searching for that. We're judging. We can shift that to discernment. We're looking, observing, and witnessing whether or not there is a threat, with no triggering and no reaction. But the inner judging, that inner critic, I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about. I have a sense that you do. We need to quiet that inner critic. We need to turn the volume down on judgment, and we need to up-level our self-acceptance. Oftentimes we are more accepting and honoring and willing to give grace to others more than ourselves. So today, let's say yes to more acceptance for who we are, what we're about, what we're trying to create, the way we do life in any form, as a woman, as a man, as a sister, as a mother. I get a lot of comments from parents that they're in their judgment of, am I doing this well enough? Am I good enough? Well, that am I good enough question goes deep in all of us, especially as we are about to move out of our comfort zones. I talk about that a lot because that's basically how we're growing and evolving. Getting outside of our comfort zones is the way. So today, I invite you to come with me on a little relaxation journey to create a more positive association to acceptance, to expand your ability to accept and love yourself forward right where you are. So get yourself in a comfortable position, seated or lying down. You can decide. But don't listen to this while you're driving, please. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Save it for a time when you have a few moments that you can just relax and receive. So first, let's just go ahead and breathe into our bodies, doing that inner check. And let's contrast what's going on in the body with the word and the feeling of acceptance. Maybe you can even think about acceptance about how you relate to your body. What's your level of acceptance on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 really well at accepting my body currently as it is. Or 1, not so much. This assessment tool is wonderful to reflect on different areas of your life. How am I in accepting how I'm doing in my relationships, or as a parent, or in my job, or in my self-care? Any of those areas, any place we're actively practicing or taking action on behalf of ourselves and our lives and others, it's good to take a look and see what is our level of acceptance. Right now, as I'm working on bringing these offerings to the YouTube channel, I find a lot of self-judgment coming up. But the beautiful salve to offer, the healing agent, acceptance, and of course love, but right now we're focusing on acceptance. As you breathe into your body, this wonderful lifetime companion who is with you every moment. Your body has lived through everything you have lived through. In fact, it's holding energy from everything you've lived through. So perhaps you can up-level your acceptance for your body in this moment, just as you would be with a very beloved friend. Befriending your body, befriending yourself, and there is the way in for the flow of acceptance and grace that we all need. So just breathing into your body, and be curious, whatever level you have right now of acceptance for your body, just be curious what it'll be like to up-level that a couple higher vibrations, say from a 5 to a 7. What would that be like? And just holding this concept, acceptance, in every way you've ever experienced it from someone else or offered it to someone else, and just open with willingness to expand acceptance in all areas of your life, breathing into this moment. This is your time. This is your life. So let's invite in some healing energy and some relaxation to expand the space within our mind-body system to have deeper reference and relationship to acceptance, so that we can move in the direction of embodying it. That acceptance is just a natural way of being for us, our new normal. So imagine, if you will, a beautiful healing light moving in through the crown of your head. I love to imagine it like a waterfall of light. Healing, soothing, able to dissolve and clear anything that is in the way of you expanding self-acceptance. You can decide you're worth it. It is safe for you to practice being with yourself with more acceptance, offering yourself acceptance. What's that going to be like? I wonder how you'll move through life differently. Letting this healing light flow, especially where it most needs to go. Releasing, relaxing the body, dissolving any discomfort or pain. Clearing judgment, clearing those critical voices, that critical story. Oftentimes the critical loops of story or messages we picked up from those who were around us when we were growing up, or somewhere along our journey where we took that negative message in and we tend to loop it and tell ourselves the same thing we heard that wasn't helpful to begin with. The good news is we have the power to update our subconscious mind and to change our self-talk and to choose something higher and better and more supportive. We wouldn't talk to a dear friend the way we talk to ourselves. We can change that now. As this light moves down and through your body, I always like to draw our attention to our heart space. Thinking of the heart as the generator of love and compassion. And yes, acceptance. Acceptance. You're worth it. You are worth having more acceptance for yourself, for your life, for your choices, for your journey, for who you are right where you are. In fact, we can only move forward towards what we desire and what calls to us when we're willing to meet ourselves right where we are with acceptance. Acceptance allows us to free up that space to claim what we need to move forward. It allows that freedom of movement and choice and the vital opportunity to begin again. Letting this light move down through your core as you still have awareness in your heart space, and imagine yourself just sitting in your heart, soaking in acceptance. So willing, so worthy, so safe that you can decide who and how you'll be moving forward. To have the compassionate awareness of just noticing, observing yourself as you do life. How we do life, we were programmed to do life. When we are aware of that, we can make a different choice. That popular saying that when we know better, we do better isn't completely accurate. Rather, from my point of view as a transformational hypnotherapist, it is when we know better and update our subconscious mind, we can do better. That's what we're doing right now. The more and more you relax, the more and more your subconscious mind can take this information in. Especially as you give yourself permission. In fact, you can go ahead and just say that quietly in your own mind or out loud if it feels right and appropriate for you where you are. I give myself permission to offer myself more acceptance. It's okay for me to have self-acceptance, to accept my past, to accept this moment, to accept my dreams and visions and goals, to accept who I am and who I choose to be. You can decide. As the light continues to stream through, down through your body, down through your back, down through your core, and clearing whatever you'd like to release down through your feet, down into the earth where it is recycled, cleansed, composted, so that we can grow what we desire, not continually growing the old story, the old way of being, like the weeds in the garden that come up over and over again. No, with intention and focus, we can decide what is essential for our lives, what is needed for the unfolding of our purpose. Right now, we're focusing on acceptance. Now, imagine yourself going to a safe and sacred place. I suggest somewhere out in nature, somewhere you've been, or something that just spontaneously arises from your super consciousness, which is that soul information. Somewhere in nature that is resonating with your true nature. And don't worry if you're not being able to see the imagery of that. Imagine if you were somewhere that you really felt safe and secure and really at peace being there. Just lean into the feeling of that. Or the sound. Some are more auditory. Oftentimes people choose a place in nature where there is water. Water is so healing and restorative. But there's no wrong or right with imagery. Just allow and trust and go with it. Focusing on this place in nature that is calling to your true nature, inviting you into the wholeness of your being, inviting you into the potential that exists within you. With all of your senses, allow yourself to fully be there to the best of your ability. What are the smells in this safe place in nature? What do you feel? What do you notice? Can you feel the ground underneath your feet? Are you barefooted? I hope so. Putting your feet directly on the earth, feeling that contact, that connection, that level of being accepted right where you are. What do you smell? What fragrances are in the air? Do you smell any plants or flowers or trees? What's the temperature around you? And you can create this any way you want to. You can imagine the sun shining, warming your body, warming deep into your being. That sunlight that I always think of, acceptance and love are like sunlight for our souls that call us forward, our true natures forward towards the light. Safe to be seen, safe to be us, safe to grow potential. You can bring anyone into this space that is supportive to you, that is a teacher of acceptance who has offered you unconditional acceptance to show you the way to offer that to yourself. You are worthy to receive what you need to be the best you that you can be, which is really to just be you, to be your authentic self, to reclaim your true nature, your purpose. Soaking it in now. I want you to imagine every cell of your body and being saturated in the energy of acceptance. Perhaps you can connect it to a color. What color represents acceptance in your mind? Invite it in, like inviting in a dear, beloved friend. You are welcomed here. You are needed here. Or perhaps you can allow an image to form that represents acceptance. What does it look like? It can be any image. It could be a person or a thing or an animal. Trust whatever image comes. Be curious about it. What is this showing me about acceptance? Where can I apply what I'm noticing to myself, to my life? Breathing in all the way through your heart, down through your feet. Exhaling. Exhaling what no longer serves you, but feeling that contact, connection to Mother Earth, being held and supported in the way you always needed to be. Focusing on acceptance. Now, imagining that you've gone up a few levels from your first assessment, and be curious what it's going to be like, what's going to be different at this new level of self-acceptance. And now, let's really impress this upon the subconscious mind by visualizing it, feeling it, moving through your life in this new way. From the moment you wake up, from the moment you start your day, or even from the moment you come back from this imagery, you'll notice a difference. How are you interacting first with yourself? Notice perhaps your self-talk is supportive. Notice the things that in the past might have triggered you or made you question yourself or be hard on yourself have dissolved. They're all gone. Those things that might have stirred you up a little bit with judgment or allowing someone else's judgment to pierce you, gone. All that is on the inner and all around you in your energetic field, which is another way of saying personal space. We all have it. You're holding acceptance for yourself. It radiates out from around you. And now you can see and witness yourself differently through this loving, accepting place. How do you care for yourself that is different with acceptance? Do you let yourself make more mistakes? Because there are no mistakes, only feedback. Do you feel free to express yourself more because you already accept who you are? And if you already have the acceptance you need, you don't need anything from anyone else. You're good. You're free. Free to be you. Full of acceptance and everything else that follows from acceptance. Acceptance expands opportunities, expands love, expands joy. Think of all the things that expands in you. Continuing to visualize different aspects of your life holding this level of acceptance, feeling so peaceful, so calm, so confident, whatever else arises within you. Now, if you choose to, you can decide to just gently go into a nice, deep, restful sleep, letting the subconscious mind take in this reference of acceptance. Really getting it deep into that reference in the subconscious mind that allows you to automatically experience this every single day. Letting yourself sleep and rest and restore and rejuvenate. Or if you decide, you can come back whenever you want to resume your day, this moment, with enough energy to do whatever you need to do. Feeling empowered with acceptance. Resting well if you choose to sleep. All is well. You are receiving what you need. All is well. All is well.